Thank you for joining us. My name is Anna Marie Total, and I am an administrator in the Halton Catholic District School Board. However, I used to be curriculum consultant for French language programs. The purpose of this webinar is to provide parents with an overview of the Grade 5 Extended French program, including information about the new registration process. This webinar will highlight the key characteristics of the Extended French program offered at Halton Catholic District School Board. It will share information to help you determine if this program is suitable for your child and family, and it will provide an overview of the new registration process for the Extended French program. Let's pause to take a look at French as second language programs in our school board. Since we are an English board, an advanced level of bilingualism is not something that our board necessarily aspires to in any of our optional FSL programming, although of course we will endeavor to ensure that all of our students are provided with quality FSL instruction. The goal then is always functional proficiency. FSL refers to all French as a second language programs offered in Halton Catholic District School Board, and there are currently 3 programs offered. We have Core French, which the ministry mandates for all students in grades 4 to 9. This is a 40-minute a day of French language instruction program, which has a grade 4 entry point. And we also have 2 optional FSL programs distinguished by the hours of exposure to the language and the level of intensity. We have the Early French Immersion program, comprised of 4 periods a day of instruction in French. Students study the French language and learn other content areas in French such as science, social studies, the arts, physical education, and health. This program has a grade 1 entry point, such that students acquire 3,800 hours by the end of grade 8. Again, this is an optional, limited enrollment program offered at 4 regional sites currently. Our board also offers the Extended French program. Now, this one is comprised of 3 periods of instruction in French. Again, students learn the French language and other content areas in French, such as science, social studies, history, geography, and 1 or 2 of the arts. This program has a grade 5 entry point, so students will accumulate a minimum of 1,260 hours by the end of grade 8. Again, this optional limited enrollment program is offered at certain sites, currently 9 regional sites. And again, our Extended French program is offered at sites across our 4 municipalities. So there's a site in Burlington, sites at Halton Hills, in Milton, and in Oakville. Now, on occasion, the site locations may change. So it's always important that parents take a look at the current listing, which will always be available online at our board public website. Let's take a closer look at the Extended French program. To review, the goal of the Extended French program is to develop functional proficiency in students through the provision of a significant amount of curriculum with French as the language of instruction. Extended French students generally attain a greater level of proficiency in the 4 language skills by the end of secondary school. Students who have a 3rd language perform well in the Extended French program, and participation in the Extended French program does not impede the English language learning process. Why did we select a grade 5 entry point for the Extended French program? Well, by that point, schools and parents have had a better chance to evaluate a child's learning ability and learning style. Students have developed a strong first language base in their literacy skills, and recent research indicates that older students may actually be more efficient language learners. Of course, students have had the experience of Core French and know whether they enjoy French language instruction. So let's take a look at the program. Again, it begins in grade 5, and there's certainly the option to continue in secondary school, which we'll discuss momentarily. Again, the structure of the day includes 3 periods of instruction in French language and 4 periods in English language. The curriculum is aligned to the English or regular track classes, so students are learning the same material. The curriculum is delivered in French. The program is available at designated schools, so students leave their home school and become full-time members of the extended French school. The program is aimed at students whose parents do not necessarily speak French, so report cards and interviews will be offered in English. Let's take a closer look at the exact subjects taught in French. So, French language arts, science and tech, and social studies, which becomes history and geography in the intermediate division, as well as 1 or 2 of the visual arts, music, drama, health, or phys ed are offered in French. What can students and parents expect from the extended French program? Well, by the end of grade 8, the extended French student will have attained 1,260 hours of French instruction, would be able to read French newspaper and books with occasional help from the dictionary, and participate in conversation, understand radio and television news in French, and would function well in a French-speaking community after a few weeks of residence. As mentioned, we do hope our students continue to grade 12, so what happens exactly in high school? Well, in grade 9, students would take 2 courses, extended French and geography. In grade 10, students would take extended French and history. In grade 11, students would take extended French and world religions. And in grade 12, students would take an extended French course. So altogether, 7 courses in secondary. Is the extended French program right for your child or family? We would always encourage parents to meet with their child's current teacher, the FSL teacher, perhaps even the principal, to determine the suitability of the extended French program for your child. Some questions you might ask include, how is my son or daughter progressing in their literacy skills? How is my son or daughter progressing in their learning skills? And parents are encouraged to reflect on whether their son or daughter wants to be in the program. Always consider your child's strengths, interests, needs, and personality in your decision making. Our experience has shown us that children who thrive in the program usually display some or all of the following: enjoyment of language, strong listening, focusing, collaborative and organizational skills, strong communication skills in their mother tongue, and a generally positive attitude towards new experiences. Ultimately, as parents, you know your child best and will know if this program is a good fit. A few key points to remember before you register. Let's talk about class size. So we need a minimum of 24 students to run a grade 5 extended French class. Classes are usually capped at 28 students, and we do need 48 students to open a second class. If you are a cross-boundary family, take note. For the purposes of extended French registration, parents on cross-boundary approval are asked to use their current school of registration. Let's talk about siblings. Enrollment in extended French does not guarantee that siblings can attend the same school. It is quite possible to have one sibling attending one school while another sibling attends a different school. Parents certainly have the option of applying for cross-boundary for siblings. This request must be approved by the Family of Schools superintendent. Please note there is no guarantee that it will be granted, as approval is largely based on class size. Let's take a look at transportation. another important factor. Halton Catholic District School Board offers transportation to students enrolled in the extended French program. Transportation will be provided until the end of grade 8 as long as the student remains in the program. Now, even if a sibling is granted cross-boundary permission, parents must apply annually for a courtesy seat for siblings on the bus. And of course, there is no transportation provided for after-school extracurricular events. Parents and teachers work hard to ensure that students stay in the program and discuss appropriate strategies in order to avoid demitting children from the program unnecessarily. Ultimately, parents must make their decision based on what they feel is in the best interests of their child. So, on occasion, parents might decide to withdraw their child from the extended French program. In that event, when a student leaves the extended French program, he or she must return to their home school. And we discussed the regional sites a little earlier in the presentation. Again, the extended French program is offered regionally. Therefore, sites may change from time to time. It is important to choose the program based on the merits of the program and not on the site location. In the event that there is a site change, notice will be provided regarding boundary reviews and site changes. When a site change does occur or has occurred, our past practice has been to gradually phase out programs at the current site. Let's take a look at registration. Student enrollment in the extended French program is determined through a random selection or lottery process. Parents will receive an email to notify if their child's name was selected through the lottery for a spot in an extended French class. Parents will also receive an email to notify if their child is on the wait list. It is important that parents of students who already attend the school site where the program is offered recognize that they have no guarantee. No spots will be held for them, and they must participate in the lottery process as well. Fortunately, there is no rush or sense of urgency, as the registration will be open for a period of time, or a window if you will. Everyone has an equal opportunity regardless of when they register within that window. Let's break down the registration process a little further. The registration process is comprised of two parts. Part 1 is the online registration. Part 2 is the visit to the school to sign the registration documents. Let's take a look at Part 1 of the registration process, the online registration. Please note that this will be featured right on the landing page of the board's public website. When you click in the sliding news, it will be clearly marked. Now please note this will not appear until the first day of registration, but it will stay on for the full registration period. When you're registering, you will need your child's OEN number. That is required to register. If your child does not have an OEN number, please call 905-632-6300 for direction. Extended French registration dates are shared with parents via email. And of course, this information is also posted on the board's public website, www.hcdsb.org. This webinar was full of wonderful information, but if further questions arise, where do you go? Please access our board public website at www.hcdsb.org/programs/French for further information about our programs. You might also reach out to comments@hcdsb.org. And certainly you can call at 905-632-6300 for further information. Thank you for joining our webinar, and we wish you good luck in your decision-making process. Merci.